A lot of mesothelioma patients might feel like there aren't many options for them. What do they have to hope for? What's being done out in the field right now to advance the cause of pushing back this cancer?
Well, the standard of care, which was established in 2003, is chemotherapy. But many patients are frightened of chemotherapy. They hear the word chemotherapy and they just go, I don't want to do that. So what many times you have to do is you have to say, look, we have experimental drugs and we have immune drugs and we can line them up in sequence. You don't have to start all the time with chemotherapy. If you've had chemotherapy, we have other drugs. Right now, we're working with a variety of companies to develop vaccines, and they're vaccines that are made from the patient's own tumor. So you biopsy the patient, you extract the protein that is in the cancer cell, and they're called neoantigens. These mean that the body immune system needs to learn to recognize them. So then you educate the body's immune system on reacting to those neoantigens. So Roche, for example, has got a big project underway, and we're participating in that. And right now, they're not accepting mesothelioma patients. But believe me, I've been pushing them to get them added to that list. So that's one example. There are numerous examples. We're taking old drugs and repurposing them. It may be that we should take those older drugs and rethink what we should do with them, wrap them up in a different delivery system, etc. So I believe there's progress that is easily made. I still consider it low-hanging fruit for benefit of patients.
And how many clinical trials are available to someone who's been recently diagnosed? Is it one or two, or is it, how does that work?
Yeah, so the clinical trials are somewhat limited, primarily because the trials are run by mostly pharmaceutical companies, and the pharmaceutical companies are going to go after the big diseases. Mesothelioma is not a big disease. So when a pharmaceutical company like Boehringer Ingelheim commits to doing a clinical trial of 1,000 patients, it's like big news. And boy, it would have been great if we'd have got them to have a positive result, because then they would have been vested in mesothelioma. So right now, we're really relying upon the federal government. We're relying upon the NCI. They fund an internal project. And we're relying upon the cancer centers that are funded by the government to do independent small trials. And then you look for clinical trials that would be allowing mesothelioma patients. I would say at any given time there's 20 or 30 trials.
And how does a patient go about finding one of those trials? Do they ask their doctor?
Yeah, they need to speak bluntly to their physician. And they need to say to their physician, I want something new. Like today, one of my patients emailed me, and they had found something on the internet about an animal model trial, and they wanted to know, was this available to them? And I said, no, it's still in animal models. It's not ready for clinical trials, but give it a year or two, and it would hopefully be available in a clinical trial. So you need your radar out, if you will. You need your family and friends to be helping you. And if it happens that you need to go to Texas, or need to go to Sloan Kettering in New York, or need to go to Chicago, that's what you need to do.